For me, ethical eating kind of has two main components. One is that it has a lower carbon footprint. So, things are less processed, less packaged, more local and so forth. But the other thing is that it's just great for our health. So it's about thinking, where is our food produced? How far away was it? How long has it taken to get to me? And of course, a really big thing is moving towards a plant-based diet rather than a meat and dairy-based diet, because those things take many, many more resources than a plant-based diet. All right, so one of the main things for us in ethical eating is about where we purchase our food. So one of the main things that we do is we go to our local fruit shop rather than one of the big supermarket chains. Good, they've got these local cucumbers back. They're not always here, but these are good ones because they're grown locally, so there's not a lot of transport involved. See, they're a little bit misshapen, they're not perfectly cylindrical, so a lot of people don't like them, but they're great cucumbers. So I like these, and even though they're in a plastic bag, hopefully we can leave the plastic bag here and the fruit shop can reuse it. G'day, how are you? One of the big causes of carbon footprint in our diet is the amount of food waste. Australians, I think on average, are throwing out several $1,000s worth of food every year. So one of the things we do as a family is almost every day we'll go to the fridge and say, all right, what are we going to eat tonight? Oh, look, there's some leftovers from last night or 2 nights ago. Let's eat that first. So another great way to reduce the plastic usage is just to make your own stuff. So here at home, we're making our own sprouts, for example, in our sprouter. We're setting our own yogurt. We're making our own ginger beer. And all of those things, if you can make them at home, it's fun, the food is more healthy, and of course there's less plastics involved.
Soy milk doesn't do it as well as cow's milk, so it's often a bit more runny or less well set. When I used to make it with cow's milk, I would do cow's milk and then I would add some powdered milk, and that just makes it kind of a higher content of the milk solids. Okay, so I think this should be a good temperature now. The main thing is for it to not be too hot. If it's a little bit cooler, then you won't kill the yogurt and it will just take a little bit longer to set. Okay, so that's our nicely warmed up milk. Might be a touch not really quite warm enough, but it'll set. It's summertime, it'll be right. Now in here I've got about a tablespoon of the whey from the last batch, so just the watery stuff that came off the yogurt. And you can just keep the yogurt or you can keep the watery stuff off the yogurt. Right, so you mix in your starter from your previous batch, make sure that's nice and warm, and then just keep it somewhere warm. So I'll get rid of that and wrap it up in a towel. So of course that's much easier in summertime. I could probably just leave it on the bench and it would set by morning, but it kind of reminds us to not disturb it if I wrap it up. Nobody will spill it or do anything silly. There we go. So usually if you're setting yogurt from a batch that you bought at the supermarket, it might take 8 or 10 hours to set just because that yogurt isn't as fresh. But when you're setting it from your own fresh starter, it usually takes 4 to 6 hours. So now it's 4:15, so I'll check it before I go to bed tonight, and if it's set, I'll put it in the fridge. If it's not, I'll leave it there till morning.